Hi guys, this is Aryan Devji, one of the admins of Lighting Dream. In this Lighting Dream explained part, we are going to discuss two very important issues. One is the recently released health ID card by the Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi, and the second is the PM Poshan Scheme, which has also been approved by the cabinet. So let's discuss first the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, that is the Ayushman Bharat National Protection Mission Scheme. So recently, the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission it was launched by the Prime Minister of India, which is the flagship scheme of India, which was launched in view of the recommendation that was given by the National Health Policy of 2017 to achieve the universal health coverage, that is the Ayushman Bharat scheme. The rollout of the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission is coincidental with that of the National Health Authority, which has been celebrating the third anniversary of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. So we all know that the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana was launched to achieve the universal health coverage of every citizen of the India. And the rollout of the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission coincide with the third anniversary of Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Now this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, the target is to provide digital health ID to all the citizens of India, in which the health record of every citizen will be kept electronically and they will be used whenever it will be required. So for every citizen, the health record will be kept. This project was actually launched by the Prime Minister from the Red Fort on 15th of August 2020, and finally, after due consideration and all the stakeholder work, it has been released recently. This project is now, as of now, it is implemented in the pilot phase in 6 state and union territory. So, what will be covering under this mission? The objective is to the issue of the health ID card, where all the detail regarding the past checkup, all the disease that the patient is suffering from, the doctor they had visited in the past, the medicine that they have taken, the diagnosis that is being done on them, and all this thing will be kept electronically in one place only, so that whenever if you go to another doctor also, it will be available in their record and it can be used directly, so you don't have to carry on anymore the slips that are given by the doctors. All your record will be kept electronically by your health ID, and this health ID will be free of cost. It will be voluntary. There is no compulsion that all the 130 crore million people have to keep it. It's the objective is for the better planning and the implementation of all the health programs that are being introduced by the government of India. So the most important feature of this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission is the issuance of the health ID containing all the important information about the patient. Now, apart from this, the program is also creating a healthcare professional registry. So, this registry it will be a compository repository of all the healthcare professionals which are involved in delivering healthcare services in India. For example, during the COVID pandemic time, we have seen that there was scarcity of doctor. So this healthcare professional registry will have a composite data about all the healthcare professional, whether it is a doctor, MBBS, whether it is a nurse, whether it is a compounder, who all are involved in the delivery of the healthcare services in India. That is the first part. And second is the healthcare facilities registry, where the record of all the country's healthcare facilities will be kept, so that it will be very easy for the medical professionals, for the infrastructure, for the development of our health. As we have seen, the most important thing that the COVID has shown us is that our health infrastructure is not ready to tackle such kind of problem. Now if we have electronically all the information related to your the number of facilities that we have under our health system, our health professionals, the healthcare professional, the compounder and doctor, it will be helping us to achieve our target easily. It would be easier for everyone, from the health professional, medical professional, for the government and the citizen to working in this aspect. Now, another part is of this scheme is the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission Sandbox, in which it will be helping the different organization, the different private players, okay, to have information about all the citizen, about all the faculties, about all the facilities, and about the professionals that are present in India. This sandbox will be working for two things. First of all, it will be a provider of the information. It will be a health information user also. So it will provide the information. It will be used for the various facilities, for the various professional, for the various health related schemes that are present under our system. So this Ayushman Bharat digital mission this Ayushman Bharat digital mission will be implemented by the National Health Authority of India, which works under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. And the present Minister of Health and Family Welfare is Sri Mansukh Mandavyaji. So this National Health Authority will be implementing this Ayushman Bharat digital mission. Now, what are the benefits that one will be getting by this digital mission is, first of all, it will be easier for the doctor, for the hospital, for the healthcare provider in conducting their business. If you have all the data collected in one place from the test that a patient conducts, the diagnosis, the medicine that he should use. Apart from that, all the facilities that are available in our country all will be kept electronically. It will be easier for our medical staffs, our medical practitioners to work in this area. So ensure ease of doing business for doctor, hospital and healthcare service provider. Enable access and exchange of longitudinal health record of citizen with their consent. This is very important because one of the criticism of this health mission is that we do not have a data protection bill as of now. Also, the draft is there, but it has not been brought to the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. There are issues related to the data protection bill. So it will the all the health record of the citizen will be easily accessible to the doctor. For example, if you get a checkup at Vellore, okay, so there you get all the medicine, all the slips, receipts and all. Now you go for example Chennai. Now you forget to carry any of your document, or if you lost any of your document, then it would create problem. Taking into consideration this point, all your record will be electronically. Any doctor to whom you go for a checkup, he will have the access to all this because it will be with your consent. And it will be creating an integration within the digital health system. It has very well, it has been compared here with the UPI payment. Okay, for the payment that we have the revolution, UPI was a revolution. Now you see, for any payment directly the people open the Google Pay, Phone Pay, okay, Paytm. Mostly Google Pay is the most commonly used thing, and you have the Phone Pay and all this Paytm and all. So just in the similar manner, like the unified payment interference, you will be having your health ID under the Ayushman Bharat digital mission. So these are the expected benefit of this thing. But the most important concern and a very serious concern that has been raised here is that there is no data protection bill in India. So what the information, all the information of yours will be with the private players also. Not only the medical, not only it will be with the health and the family welfare ministry. Not only will be it will be with the National Health Authority of India, but even with the private player and organization it should be. It will be. So there is a need, once again, the need for the private and data protection bill has been raised. And then there will be some fault in the system will also be there definitely. So these are the thing, but we have to always take the advantages on a more weight. We have to consider the advantages always. But a data protection bill is very much necessary at this point of time, taking into consideration this mission. So what is the way forward? Let's see that what more need to be done. The first is this, that the National Health Authority of India, that is the this does not recognize the health as a justifiable right. Although the National Health Policy of 2015, in the draft it has prescribed that health should be made a justifiable right, but this has not been introduced yet. Now, similarly, just as we have the Ayushman Bharat digital mission, similarly United Kingdom has introduced National Health Service. Okay, because of the technical deficiency, because of the lack of implementation power, it failed. So it would be the duty of the stakeholder and the implementing authority to take into consideration the National Health Service of United Kingdom. What were the technical deficiency? This should be taken into consideration before launching this mission in a pan India scale. Okay, so these are the thing related to your Ayushman Bharat digital mission, a very important issue for your examination, which was launched by the Prime Minister of India recently, issuing of the health ID card. Now we move to the second important scheme of the government that has been launched recently, which has been approved recently. That is the PM Poshan Scheme. So this is one of the most another important issue, which has been approved by the Union Cabinet for providing the hot cooked meal to the government and the government aided school. So this is a very similar to that of the midday meal. We must, all of you I guess must be familiar with the midday meal scheme in all the government and the government aided school. At the time of the 12 or 1 p.m. all the students are given the one time with the lunch. The reason behind this was to bring more students to the government school. Okay, one of the reason why this midday meal was started, the reason was that so that more number for the food only, more students will come to school, and then we can introduce our we can increase our education literacy rate. So this PM Poshan scheme is going to replace the existing midday meal scheme, and this is now has been launched for the initial period of 5 years. Because see, whenever any scheme is introduced, it is not directly introduced. The government, the stakeholder, the executive, the implementing authority has to check whether it is taking it everything, which means the it is covering the objective with which it was introduced. So initially now it is launched for 5 period, 2021, 2022 to 2025 to 2026. If it would fail, then again we would revert back to the midday meal scheme. So this midday meal scheme was under the Ministry of Education, which was launched in 1995. Okay, which is considered one of the largest global meal program. And the reason for introducing this midday meal scheme was to bring more number of students to the school to improve our literacy rate. So this PM Poshan, let's see, this PM Poshan will be, yeah, this PM Poshan will be covering 11.8 crore students who are enrolled from class 1 to 8 in over 11.2 lakh school across the country, where it has been distributed in different manner. That is the primary 1 to 5 and upper primary 86 to 8, where they are entitled to 100 gram and 150 gram of food grain per working day, so that they get a minimum of 700 calories in a day. Okay, now this scheme will also be extended to the students who are studying in the pre-primary running government school or the government aided school also. So not only the primary and the upper primary level, even in the pre-primary school this will be included. So not only 1 to 5 and 6 to 8, but even pre-primary they will be giving this food. Now, let's see some of the features of this scheme. One more point in this midday meal scheme, yeah, midday meal scheme, this was launched in 1995. In the feature of this midday meal scheme was that was to provide cooked meal to every children within the age group of 6 to 14 years in class 1 to 8. And if the midday meal was not provided due to the non availability of the food grain, then it was the duty of the state government to provide the food security allowance by the 15th of every month. Now this midday meal scheme is going to be replaced by the PM Poshan scheme, which has been given the approval by the Union Cabinet, which will be also be for the student of 1 to 8 only, but even it will be covering the pre-primary children also, where 100 gram and 150 gram of food grain will be given. Now let's see what are the other feature of this PM Poshan scheme. First is the nutritional garden. So the government will promote nutritional garden in school, so that additional micronutrient, we know that we in India, because of the micronutrient, many students are facing death case also. So this garden will be provided to offer additional micronutrient to the student. Then supplementary nutrition program has been introduced. So this scheme has decided that supplementary nutrition will be introduced in aspirational district, and in those districts in which high prevalence of anemia is there. So apart from the meal, that is the midday meal scheme, is now will be known as the PM Poshan scheme. So apart from that 100 gram and 150 gram in the aspirational district, and in those districts with a high prevalence of anemia, the scheme will be providing supplementary nutrition. Now one of the very important feature of this scheme is that it does away with the restriction on the part of the center to provide funds only for wheat, rice, pulses and vegetable. So what does this mean, guys? This means that currently what happened, if a state decide to add any other component like milk or egg, then the center does not bear the additional cost. But now this thing will be removed. Now this thing will be removed, that even the center has to provide the additional cost of any extra thing, that supplementary nutrition that a particular state is providing in this aspirational district or in those areas which are high prevalence of anemia. Then we have the Tithi Bhojan concept. So the Tithi Bhojan concept is where, in which on the special occasion, for example, someone has a birthday or on the death anniversary of someone, or someone became an IS officer, or in the Durga Puja or in the Chhat or in the holy event, some of the people provide special food to the children. So the under the PM Poshan scheme, one of the feature is to encourage more Tithi Bhojan concept, so that the student, apart from that one time meal that will be provided to them, the 100 gram and 150 gram, during the occasion, special occasion, birthday, marriage anniversary, or death anniversary, or celebrations, Durga Puja is there or Diwali is there, that time the people should be encouraged to provide special food to the children. Okay. Now this is not something new. This has been continuing in India. The scheme only want to promote it on a more encouragement extensively. They want to promote it. Now, as we know that the present government want everything, they do not want corruption, they do not want leakage at any level. So for the PM Posan scheme also the same thing is there. It will be a direct benefit transfer. So the central government will ensure the direct benefit transfer from the state directly to the school, so that there is no leakage at the level of the district administration. Earlier what happened, money that was allocated to the school, to the state, they included their share of the money and then they said to the district authority and the tehsildar at the tehsildar level. Now what will happen, directly it will be the duty of the state government to transfer the money to the school, not the between the administration or the tehsildar authority will be getting it. So this is to ensure that there is no leakage at the level of the district administration. Then we have the nutritional expert. So a nutritional expert will be appointed at each school, whose responsibility will be to check that the hemoglobin level, the body mass index, the weight of the student are at a proper maintainability. They should be addressed by this nutritional expert. Now, audit of the scheme, very important is this. The social audit of the scheme will be mandated for each school, in which the how the scheme is being implemented, what are the food, what are the material that are given to the student, whether it is up to the mark or not, is this will be done. And not only this will be comprising the government officer, but even the student of the colleges and university will be encouraged to monitor the scheme at the local level. So this will take some time definitely, guys, but we have to work in all this direction now. Otherwise India will be very much lacking in all these concepts. So I know and we all know that this is not possible in 1 year or 2 year. It will take time, but now it's time to have all this concept. So the social audit of the scheme is very much necessary, because you must have known, you must have seen even that how the corruption is going because of this midday meal scheme. The first thing is the direct benefit transfer that the government has introduced, and second is the social audit of the scheme. Now, then we have the very important concept, that is the fund sharing. So, out of the total estimated cost of rupees 1.3 lakh crore, 54,061 crore will be paid by the center, with the state paying 31,733 crore. This is the fund sharing. You must remember this is sometimes this is asked. And then we have the meeting nutritional target. So these are the challenges that India is facing. As just we have discussed now also, that India is lacking in all this area very much. Okay, as we can see that according to the Global Nutrition Report 2020, India is among that 88 country which is going to miss the global nutrition target by 2025. So we are very late in introducing this PM Poshan scheme and various other schemes that are being introduced by the government. We have like the Anemia Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, then we have the National Food Security Act 2013, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, Poshan Abhiyan. You must have read about the Poshan Abhiyan also. We are very late in implementing this all agency this all scheme, because already it has been told by the Global Nutrition Report 2020 that India is among the 88 country that is likely to miss the global nutrition target by 2025. And then India has been ranked 94 among the 107 country in the global hunger index, which is a very serious issue, guys. Only out of 107 country we are at the 94 level. You can understand how much it is serious, how much hunger And after this pandemic and the corona induced lockdown, definitely this hunger index we have been performing worse because of this pandemic also. Before that also we are very at the bottom only, so we need to work in this direction very much. A lot of work has to be done, and the government, it is the government and the stakeholder who have to work for this as a. Okay, now India is home to about 30% of the world's stunned children and nearly 50% of the severely wasted children under the age of 5. So, in the whole world, out of the whole world, 50% are in India only. 30% are in India only. So, you can understand the condition of what is happening in India. So, as a result of which, the government has approved this PM Poshan scheme, which was a very important scheme, and it has replaced the midday meal scheme, which was launched in 1995. These two concept topics are very important. That's all for now. Thank you.